Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Now, you guys know if you got to ask someone, you may as well ask an Aquarius. So today we have a very interesting question. A couple of months ago, I did a video, might even be a year ago now. I did a video called the 90-day rule or something to that effect. And the video was all about waiting 90 days before you make love to your new partner to see if you really like them. Because what I've come to find ever since I've been doing this for the past couple years, that a lot of times if you slow down, you end up realizing things about that person that make you not even want to have sex with them, quite frankly. But most of us jump the gun so quickly that we never give ourselves time to figure these out. So people have been asking me what kind of activities can they do during the 90 days? And they've been asking me what exactly is this time period for? This time period is for you to get to know this person, to see if you want them to be in your life, to see what kind of person they are, to see how their thoughts are, their emotions are. What happens when they have a bad day? What happens when they're under pressure? Do they have mental health issues? Do they have health issues? You want to get to know as much about them as they're willing to share during that 90 days and make a informed decision about whether or not this is a person you want in your life without the cloudiness that comes from sex. If you're being honest with yourself, most of us will say that sex clouds your judgment. The hormones, the emotions, all of that kind of stuff clouds you. And sometimes you will let red flags slip by you because you like the sex, quite frankly. You'll put up with a jerk. You'll put up with a narcissist. You'll put up with abuse. You'll put up with negativity. You'll put up with all kind of things sometimes if the sex is good enough, men and women. So the idea is to slow down and keep your drawers on long enough to figure out if this person is worth your time. Because many of us don't do that. We just jump, you know? They're attractive, they're sexy, they got a nice vibe to them, we having a good time, and we just jump. And then we find out 2 months later, they don't have a good job, they're not paying their child support, and then all the other stuff starts to come up to the surface. Whereas if you had kept your drawers on, you would have known that before, and you could make a decision from an informed standpoint. So that's all the rule. That's all the 90-day rule is for. It's not to punish you. It's not to punish the other person. It's not a test. It's not a game. It's to wait to see if you're really feeling them. And all throughout human history, we've had these types of courtship rules. Some longer, sometimes it's a year, sometimes it's a lifetime. You might get betrothed as a baby and not actually touch your beloved until you're 15 to 18 years old. So this is not nothing new. It's just something I think we need to bring back into style, because I feel like people are jumping in bed too quick and making big mistakes. And for me personally, this rule helped me rule out a lot of people that weren't worth my time, that I may or may not have been intimate with before the rule. So this has been helpful to me, and it may be helpful to some of you. Now, in order to get to know them on an emotional, spiritual, and mental level, I've given you 10 things you can do with them that will be very helpful in this process. Number 1, talk a lot. You guys should be talking whenever time permits. Texting, talking on the phone, meeting up just to sit in the park and talk, meeting to have coffee and talk. Just talk to talk. Talk all the time. Be honest and be open about your past, your present, and your future. Talk about where your life is going, where it's been. Talk about everything. 2, do activities. Particularly activities like your own hobbies, So let's say this person is in the Marvel and you're in the Harry Potter. You should both go do both activities together. Go see the Marvel movies together. Go to the Wizarding World together. Get in tune with each other's hobbies. It helps you know the other person. Also, you should do activities that are fun but educational, like taking a cooking class, for example. That's you can learn a lot about a person in a simple little workshop or class and how they react to the scenarios addressed. 3, double date. Go out with another couple that's in their 90 days and do stuff together. Go to roller coasters. What's that? Amusement parks. Get on the roller coaster, carnivals. Do stuff like that. Do double dating things together. Go to the movies together. Just stay away from anybody's home or anywhere alone. Go do public things in doubles or triples, triple date even. 4, indulge in things you always wanted to try. You all probably have things you always wanted to do, like bungee jumping, for example. Make a list with this person of things you've always wanted to try but haven't, and then try them together. What you're doing here is really making memories. And if you really end up liking this person, you will always talk about these things. This would be some memories for you to tell your grandchildren, Next one. 5. Play dating, board, and card games. I'm going to link one of these such games underneath this video because Derek Jackson, a YouTuber, created a dating game. And there are other ones too. I've seen them at the store. And basically, they just ask questions. They're games that couples play. You can even do this during your double or your triple date. And you guys play these games and pay attention to their answers to the questions. Because some people, during the course of answering these card games or these board games, some of them will let on to things that you need to know. You need to know about their processes, their thought processes, okay? So pay attention when you're playing these games. 6, see movies at the theater. Everybody with a Netflix and chill nowadays on my $6.99 or $7.99 or $8.99, whatever it is. Go to the theater together and watch an actual movie on the screen. It's a lost art nowadays, but it's great for this type of energy. And after you're finished, go get some ice cream and talk about the movie. The concepts in the movies, what you thought about the movie. Actually get into each other's heads. 7, go to museums. Yeah, go to museums, any kind of art. Museums, exhibitions, things like that. And again, you're getting into each other's heads. Walk around, look at the pieces, talk about what they represent to you, talk about what you think about them. There's art galleries, there's wax museums, there's all kinds of art and culture. One time I went to this Chinese lantern festival. It was beautiful. I couldn't believe how beautiful it was. A lot of big cities have all kinds of things like this, and even some of the smaller ones. Check out those kind of exhibits. Number 8, go eat. Yeah, go eat. Go to places to eat. Go to your, favorite soul food restaurant, or go try food you've never tried before and discuss what you think of it, I took my friends to have Korean food. Three of us had never had Korean food, and we were in for quite a treat because it was great. So go to places you've never been before and try out new stuff, new foods and things like that. They have all kinds of food festivals and everything. Speaking of festivals, number 9, go to local festivals. Especially in the summertime and in the springtime and in the fall, there's all kinds of like Native American festivals, depending on really where you are. But every country I've been in had festivals throughout the year at different times. So go to festivals together. They have cultural festivals and all kinds of stuff. Great time to talk about culture and your thoughts and your feelings and things like that. And 10, this is a very important one, number 10. Go to spiritual events together. Go to church together. Go to the mosque together. Whatever you're into. Go to there's like a Indian temple. Go to the temple together. Go to spiritual events like choir, choir performances and things like that. Whatever the both of you are into. You learn a lot about a person by watching how they engage in these spiritual events. And they have them all over the place. If you're not in the church, they have Wiccan ceremonies, Wiccan circles, pagan events, Yoruba events. I mean, you name it. Odun Day in Philadelphia is a Yoruba event. And they have a spiritual component and a big part where they do like singing and dancing and everything. Find stuff like that. Look at Groupon. Look online for things like this. Go to spiritual events and things along those lines. So these are some ideas for you. Those of you who are coming into a new situation and want to do the 90-day rule. These are great things for you to do. Because you don't want to spend the 90 days just waiting out the 90 days. That's counterproductive. You want to spend the 90 days getting to know the person. And if you figure out before the 90 days are up that they're not the right person, then just cut it. Another thing, the person needs to agree to this before you start doing it. If they don't agree, cut them. I've come to find that people who don't agree are people who don't have your best interest at heart in the first place. They have no intention upon sticking around. All they want to do usually is have sex and hit it and quit it. So they are irrelevant anyway. If you're looking for something that's meaningful, you don't need them anyway. So if you tell them about the 90-day rule and they're not down, kick them to the curb. During the 90 days, you want to really dig into who this person is. And if you're not feeling them, to be honest with you, nobody with me has made it the whole 90 days. They made it like 30. Since I've started doing this, most people make it about 30 days. And I'm like, by the time I get to that 28th day, I'm pretty much sure about how I feel about that person. And since I've been doing this for a couple of years. That's why I haven't had sex. Because nobody has made it past the 90 days. Because during the course of that time period, I figure out what's not cool. And I move on. So some of us will dodge bullets this way. So consider it, and I'm going to link the 90-day video underneath here, the original one that I did, so you can see it. This is the follow-up, and I'm going to link Derek Jackson's card game. So if you're dating, really consider this before your next suitor arrives. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to someone who needs to hear this message. If you would like a tarot or an oracle card reading, email me for an appointment. If you would like to send me a love donation, thank you all for the love donations. If you would like to send me one, I'll leave my PayPal. If you would like to send me a gift, I will leave my Amazon wish list. If you would like to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, I will leave my social media. I am on Facebook a lot more than I'm on Instagram. All right, guys, come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.